middle brother snuck away with his mule laden with treasure. He went to the coast, he bought a villa, and he lived like a prince, at least for a while. His newfound wealth drew people to him like a magnet, but his shame, his guilt, and his self-loathing pushed them away again. He spent and drank and drank. He visited the casinos, the brothels, until his chest heaved with loneliness. His chest of treasures only had one piece left. The most valuable, he thought. He pulled it out. It was a necklace with a pendant of a bird. A phoenix, he thought. It wasn't a phoenix. He put it around his neck and he vanished. And some say they saw an enormous vulture open its wings from the balcony and fly away into the currents of the wind. A vulture destined to scavenge through the remains of the dead and the scraps of the living. Flying through valleys and over hills, between mountains, searching for rotting flesh. But every time he arrived to a carcass, it had been picked clean by other vultures. Through desperation, he picked at the bones. They wouldn't open. And so he flew high with the bones in his beak and threw them down onto the rocks until they smashed open, revealing the marrow for him to eat. He repeated this over and over until he became a master of this craft. He found his niche. And the other vultures started calling him quebrante huesos, broken bones. One day, a shepherd girl noticed Broken Bones picking apart her dead sheep. The girl was wild, ugly, and fierce. She ran out of the trees like a feral animal and screamed, "That's my sheep! Get away!" Broken Bones took to the air with a bone in his beak and landed on a dead tree branch. The vulture was hungry, but not hungry for flesh, hungry for something human, something even more subtle, perhaps. He opened his beak, trying to speak, but only bellowed a squawk. The girl looked at him and noticed this pendant around his neck. They shared silence, deep, long silence, as the shadows moved across the earth. There was a deep magic in their meeting. They both knew it. They both felt it. Many moons later, that shepherd girl's father died in their hut at the edge of the wild. She didn't cry. She knew it was time. And besides, he wasn't a good father anyway. If anything, she felt release. She opened the door and pulled the corpse outside. And there, by her feet, she saw something white and shining. A bone, but not any bone. She picked it up and rolled it around her fingers. It had holes in it. She put it to her lips. And it played much nicer than I. Now, it sounded so beautiful that Buixeda himself would have smiled at the sound. She looked up, and Broken Bones was circling above in spirals before he landed by her side. "You can have him," the girl said, pointing to the corpse of her father. "You can have him." Books have been written about those 4 words. Like I said, he was not a good father. But Broken Bones shook his head. And as he shook, that pendant swayed around his neck. He hopped forward, and the girl stepped forward too. She reached out and touched that pendant, and it fell into her hand. And Broken Bones transformed into the man he would become.